Hello everyone, Storm 101 here. Today we'll be having a little update on the severe weather risk today across really anywhere from the lower Ohio Valley down into the parts of the deep south. We'll be checking out the current environment and what will be favorable and what threats this system will bring. We'll also talk a little bit more about some good news. Snow chances for parts of the Appalachian Mountains in the mid-Atlantic for tomorrow, and maybe another snow chance later this week for some similar areas. So we're going to get started with the Storm Predictor outlook here. We currently have an enhanced risk for severe weather in northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, far northwestern Georgia, into parts of eastern Tennessee. The main threats, you do have that tornado risk in those areas in that enhance with a hatched area that could mean the probability of some stronger tornadoes out there as well. Damaging winds will also be a concern. Hail threat will stay pretty low out there for today. So really anybody that lives in the slight enhanced risk area definitely needs to have a way to get warnings out there as well. If you do get under a tornado warning, you need to be, in your safe place here as the environment is favorable for tornadoes and some of those could be strong as well. But let's go a little bit more detail. Let's check out the current environment. So we're going to get started with the story to Felicity. And one thing I do notice here that's kind of lacking a little bit with that strong tornado potential is the story to Felicity. Usually I like over 300 when it comes to the story to Felicity for strong tornadoes. Well, it's been in at least 200 range. But even with updraft Felicity values well over 200, you could still see a low end risk for a strong tornado. So, but either way, I still cannot rule out a strong tornado within this 200 story to Felicity value area, which looks like it's gone off on me. Which it does include parts of eastern Tennessee, northern Alabama, northwestern Georgia, and the northern half of Mississippi. So really almost the same areas that's within that enhanced risk for severe weather. If you overlap that with surface-based CAPE, which should pop up in a moment, if it doesn't pop up, I'll tell you guys what it will show, which doesn't seem to. Okay, there we go. So you do have pretty decent instability values out there. So really across northern Mississippi, northern Alabama to parts of southern Tennessee, it's in a pretty good environment for severe weather. At least 1,000 joules per kilogram could be found in northern Alabama, northern Mississippi. At least 500 could be found in parts of southeastern Tennessee as well. We need to pay attention to these storms, these scattered cells that are out ahead of this main line of storms that are out there. Those are the ones that have the chance to produce maybe a stronger tornado if they do try to get better organized. And that's a big if. If they do get better organized, we can see that potential for a strong tornado. But either way, the environment will be favorable for tornadoes, damage winds, and some hail out there as well. We already had a couple tornadoes across parts of southern Kentucky that includes Hopkinsville and Bowling Green. Yes, Bowling Green did get another tornado today, but it didn't look like the damage is significant, which is good news. Might have been just a weaker tornado, which is some good news there. Another thing is that southern Kentucky got hit pretty good by flooding. We had a widespread area of 2 to 4 inches further south than forecasted here, but we still saw a big time flash flooding event across southern Kentucky. I know Casey County, Kentucky, best of that station picked up about 5 inches of rain, and most of that happened in a short period of time. So they're now experiencing significant flooding issues, even getting up to parts of southeastern Kentucky where they did not get as much rain. Given by their terrain, doesn't take as much rain to get significant flooding issues up there as well. So southern Kentucky got hit pretty good by flooding and some severe weather as well. So let's check out the herd model for the rest of today here. You can see here with that cluster thunderstorms will continue to move off to the east with a mix of some scattered cells out there. Another wave of some heavy rain may move through parts of Kentucky. Some of the same areas are experiencing some flooding, so that local flood threat will continue up there today. It even goes up to parts of West Virginia and maybe as far southwest as parts of Tennessee. But that severe weather risk continues pretty much for the rest of today across parts of Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi. That goes back into parts of Arkansas and Louisiana as well. Some of those areas are currently in a tornado watch as well. And that means that the conditions are favorable for tornadoes, damaging winds, and some hail. And then the severe weather risk kind of shifts further to the east here on the other side of the Appalachian Mountains. And currently, the risk of severe weather is low for parts of the eastern U.S. The mid-Atlantic, I don't think you guys will see severe weather. I think the main severe weather risk will happen probably anywhere from South Carolina down to parts of Georgia, Alabama, and northern Florida as well. And that'll be for tomorrow, which if we do go back to the SPC outlook here, here's our margin of risk here. Then again, low wind risk. The main threats would be damaging winds, and then a low risk for maybe a quick spin up tornado or two. So then again, it's a low risk out there for tomorrow. Then you start to see this big precipitation shield out here. We'll switch over to precipitation type. Look what this is. Yeah, blue stuff, right? That's snow. And I warn you guys, her model is pretty aggressive with this one here. Let's back this up a little bit. You do see or does show some snow moving through parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri, and parts of southern Illinois, even getting into parts of Mississippi, Alabama, and northern Georgia. Look what happens here from the HERM model. Shows a big swath of some moderate to heavy snow covering most of the mid-Atlantic. Now, I'm not buying this. I'm sorry, snow lovers in the mid-Atlantic, but I'm not buying this. This is likely an outlier. Let me show you guys other models. Let's check out the latest high-res NAM. Look at the difference here. First of all, your low pressure system track is further south here, so that your snowfall threat's more focused across parts of northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, and Tennessee. That moves it to parts of Georgia. Yeah, check that out. Not as much snow showing like the herd does. Just a little sliver of some moderate heavy snow across parts of central North Carolina up into southeastern Virginia. That's a big difference there. And that may even get to parts of east North Carolina as well. There is a low end risk for some accumulations with that as well. And again, a low end risk. We'll check out the snowfall accumulations in just a moment. Here's the NAM, and unfortunately, it's pretty similar to the high-res NAM, as you can see there. But if I show you guys the medium range guidance, it'll be pretty similar, except for the GFS model. GFS model is pretty aggressive, but the rest is pretty much like the other one. So honestly, I think the HER model and the GFS model are outliers at this point. I think they're just way too aggressive with the snow. But let's check out those snowfall accumulations using the catch area ratio. And you can see here by the NAM. Now, then again, I don't think we're going to see accumulations down to parts of Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama. Why? The temperatures on the ground are just way too warm. You guys have been sitting in 70s at times, low 80s for many days. So the temperatures on the grassy surfaces and stuff is just going to be way too warm. So I don't think we're going to see snowfall accumulations, but either way, you guys will still see some snow try to fly around in those regions. I think the better opportunity for snowfall accumulations would be in the higher elevations of the central and parts of the southern Appalachian Mountains. You do see that other little sliver of snowfall accumulations across parts of North Carolina and southeastern Virginia as well. And I think for the same thing, I don't think we'll see snowfall accumulations there. It's a low chance there, but I still don't think we'll see snowfall accumulations. But then again, I think the chances will be low. Here's the high-res NAM. It's pretty similar here, a little bit more widespread with the snowfall potential in North Carolina and southeastern Virginia. I think this is a little bit more of an accurate picture here. But then again, The best potential for snowfall accumulations would be the higher elevations in the southern Appalachian Mountains, maybe getting into parts of the central Appalachian Mountains as well. Low end risk for accumulations across parts of southeast Virginia, maybe parts of North Carolina. I don't think we'll see accumulations in parts of Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama. But either way, snow will likely be flying around and may last for a couple hours as well. And the most aggressive model is the HER model. Take this as a grain of salt, but this is the snowfall accumulation for the HER, and you can only dream about it. I don't think this is going to happen, but that'd be pretty fun to look at anyway. So they get HER ball likely way too aggressive. But what's the weather predictor's thoughts? Well, first of all, it is a little further north here. This is later tonight. Has a low end risk for some snowfall accumulations really in the western Tennessee vicinity. As we move on 6 hours later, you can see here how that kind of expands there. Then again, a pretty low risk of accumulations. Maybe if there's going to be any accumulations, that's a big if. If there's going to be accumulations, it might just be a coating and that's it. It won't likely last. It won't last long. I don't know why that was so hard to say. But then again, it won't last long if we do see accumulations there. It will likely melt as the grassy surfaces and everything is just too warm to stick. You will need high snowfall rates for that to happen. And this is now getting to the morning hours on tomorrow. You can see here the highest probability will be in the Appalachian Mountains, as you would expect. And as you get later in the day, you can see how those probabilities do expand. It does seem like it's taking a little bit more of a northern track there. As well, then again, this is a little bit of an out-day outlook, so this could change here. It could change. You can see here how those probabilities do expand into the mid-Atlantic during the day tomorrow. You see here how those probabilities do continue into tomorrow night. So then again, low in risk for accumulations for that snowfall event to be moving across, really from the Tennessee Valley vicinity all the way up to the mid-Atlantic parts of the mid-Atlantic tomorrow. But it'll be very interesting, and I'm sure it'll be fun for a lot of people out there as well. We could really use some snow. We've been really lacking on that snow. So let's check out the medium range guidance here. And like I said here, it's not very impressive, that snowfall potential there. Seems like the models are having a little bit more of a sliver of some moderate heavy snow in the mid-Atlantic region. I think the better potential will be across parts of northern and eastern North Carolina, southeastern Virginia, and far southern Maryland. I think those would be the areas that may have the better potential there. And of course, the central, the southern Appalachian Mountains, of course, as well. Those people have the better chance than anybody else. Things do stay quieter. It does warm up a little bit, but it won't be a big warm up. It won't take long before another cold front will move through. Looks to be mostly a dry cold front. But look back further to the west. You got a piece of energy moving through the eastern Rockies here. This will be riding along the cold front that's setting up right here. Watch what happens here. And I think the European model is too aggressive with this one here, so take this as a grain of salt. But does show a decent winter storm from parts of the Lower Ohio Valley up into the northeast. Then again, I think that's an outlier. Let me show you guys the other models. So this is a GFS. I think that's too aggressive here for the snowfall potential tomorrow. Cold front kind of moves in here. That could bring around some light snow across parts of the Midwest into the Great Lakes. Here comes your other system here along that cold front back into the Rockies. You can see here that kind of takes a slingshot into the mid-Atlantic. It does show a decent chance of some snow in the mid-Atlantic as well, but that could change. And then you can see here it kind of moves up into the parts of the northeast as well. Here's the Canadian model. Then again, probably pretty similar to the NAM model here. A sliver, maybe some moderate to heavy snow across parts in the mid-Atlantic. Of course, higher elevations as well in the southern Appalachians. And you can see here, it's not very impressive with that snowfall potential, but it still shows a round of some light snow out there. there may be a chance of accumulations. We'll see. It's still a little far out. But this still shows a round of some light snow showers to move through those regions. Here's the icon model. It's not very impressed with the snowfall potential tomorrow. And then as you move on to later this week, cold front moves in by Wednesday. And then really beginning on the day on Thursday night into Friday, snow does develop across parts of the Lower Ohio Valley and the central Appalachian Mountains. That will be moving into parts of the Mid-Atlantic, and that could bring in a winter storm for parts of the Northeast. So there's still a lot of uncertainty with this upcoming system here later this week, but the potential is there. We can see a decent swath of snow, really anywhere from maybe as far southwest as parts of Tennessee, Kentucky, and moves into the Mid-Atlantic, and maybe up along parts of the east coastline of the Northeast as well. Then again, still a little far out. Things could change. Here's the weather predictor's thoughts here on the potential, and it's pretty widespread. But then again, this is a little outdated. This will likely change as well, but it still kind of gives you an idea. The potential is there that we could see some snowfall accumulations in some of those regions there in those great colors as well. But anyways, guys, there's our video guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Guys, like this video, hit the like button if you do like my channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, and never miss an upload. If you guys have questions about this, put in the comment section down below. I heard you guys questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.